there it was like, okay, fair enough, saw a pretty good nuke team, and Endpoint, yeah, maybe could get abuse, and they were vent dives and all that kind of stuff. But yesterday, I feel like against Genk, it was a bit less acceptable, and there were a lot of rounds in there that we were just kind of like, what are Endpoint doing? And I think that it was up to such a level that even the players in the moment have got to recognize that they didn't have that kind of comfort. But no nuke here today, of course. We've got Overpass kicking off. It is the home map, you would say, for 9. Either way, we'll see how things pan out as we get kicked off into the pistol.
Here we go then. I'm intrigued at what how Endpoint are really going to approach this with their players. I haven't seen this particular lineup play Overpass before, so that will be interesting to figure out. Slow start, very slow start. Look how passive this default is from 9. I mean, apart from Hades taking a little bit of space with Key over here, it's a super slow round, and they actually won flashbang. They're dropping 2 P250s. Bit of a statement that they really just want to take some duels.
None of them coming their way, though, eh? So, ooh, a slow burn. Here we go.
Where's NertZ going? Bomb is coming from his right-hand side. This could get very awkward very fast for 9 if NertZ gets this kill. There it is. He's a little bit caught in two minds of where to look, and he's committed the right way. He doesn't know it, but this is perfect for NertZ. Now everybody's coming from the same direction.
Absolutely massive stuff from NertZ, and he quickly repositions. Doesn't really know where the rest of them are at, though, to be fair. He's dropped the bomb, and they were just a little bit messy on their own default. Meanwhile, Kai in on the site with the P250, going to do some damage. No headshot for him, but he's got a lot of control. Max with a good find, though. The 9 players are kind of all over the place, to be honest. Goofy does manage to break the silence, finally finding a little bit of a heady for that T side. Lets the bomb go down. They do have a kit available. In on the site, MHL and Heavy God, though, the newest additions. Looking good, looking strong. Heavy God had a hell of a performance yesterday on the 3rd map to get Endpoint in. Kicking and screaming. If he can hit that again, they could be unstoppable here today. Tyler, bit rough from him to get that first. Leaves him on 4 HP. It will be the pistol picked up by Endpoint.
Good retake. Good retake. Kit recovered as well. Yeah, I mean, huge round from NertZ. He does only get the 1, but he gets decent information. I think there might have been a window where Endpoint could have pushed B off the back of NertZ getting that first kill, but they clearly came good anyway in the retake. Plant was found, though, so 9 decisions to be made, and they're not going to invest. We saw this from Endpoint themselves yesterday. Just the Deagles in place, so for my money, for this to make sense, you need at least 2 kills isn't too bad. 3 kills is when you're starting to reach the territory where you're keeping that CT money super low, so round win should be out of the question, but for 9, every kill here is astronomical.
Yep. MHL in a scary spot. Does take a head and able to get away, so for a second, you know, I thought Goofy was going to get the better of him with him sticking around being a bit cocky. Here he is again. The MP7 Merchant. And he's in behind. There's a player watching him. Oh! Hades strikes true. Lovely shots, and that's also an MP7 that maybe could be recovered. It's not too bad at range. All the same, a nice shot coming in from Hades. He's not going to survive much longer than a few seconds after, though.
First kill is nice. As I said, any chance to isolate a fight and potentially get another. Key goes in. He's actually left eye, and wow. I don't think it was planned there for Surreal to be first contact, but it kind of works out anyway in the end. Just these 2 players remaining. There is a smoke on Minio, but we're better off to cut noise and just try and catch a player off guard. Problem is these spots are so strong, aren't they, MHL? Playing behind that truck, it's going to be really hard to get a clean headshot. Goofy peeks his way in. And they go wide. Oh my lord, what a kill. Heavy God cleans up. Couple nice DU kills, and yeah, that's about it's a kind of a what's the word? It's kind of a neutral result of the round for 9. They needed a couple kills, and they did find it.
All right. First full buy coming in nice and early from 9. That's exactly what they wanted. As you said, you know, any damage that they could have done in the previous round will affect things moving forwards. And you can see money is very low here for Endpoint. They have to watch out who they lose in this round, even if they do end up winning it. So eyes on the money moving forwards for both teams. 9, though, want to get on this board. It's their map pick. Kind of feel like they need to get on the board early, especially with the T side. For now, slow up connector.
There's no eyes on this, of course. NertZ will be calling the toilet is open. But MHO needs to be so careful. Doesn't have an AWP either. Peeks out. Spots one player. Minuscule amount of damage here on Goofy. Just a little bit tagged up. As NertZ is now in a rock and a hard place. They know exactly where he is. And he's very pinned. He could do with a flashbang to face long, but nobody's coming around to help. They're too scared to play the front toilets. And NertZ does get traded, so... And that's pretty good for the T side. And also, we can see here, the bomb's over towards B, so... The more A pressure, the better. It could pull players away.
Max on the edge of this smoke, looking for an opportunity to come his way. Maybe it does in the form of key in a few seconds. Are we following up off this attack? It looks like they are following up off it. A couple flashes. Not going to find the player behind the pillar. Surreal, though, he can't strike true. Max traded out from behind. Really nicely done from 9 there. It all comes together nicely. It's still not quite over just yet, though. Maybe the kill that they needed. MHL, 2 fast ones. In all this chaos, he's made it doable. Moving around to the left, not ready for him. Expects him a little bit closer than he already was. MHL, the patience pays off, and that'll be a big 1v3 coming in from the AWP.
They needed that one because 9 had played a great round up to that point. Yeah, key at the end. Did he think the MHL had fallen back or dropped into the water area behind the site? It kind of looks a bit silly, doesn't it?
Conflicted info.
Yeah, it might have had a bad call from a teammate, maybe. Saying, you know, whatever, heaven or deep into a CT when it wasn't. He was already out. So, yeah. Looks a little bit bizarre. We get into this round and 9. Well, they've gone for a lot of AKs here. They don't really have the utility, so that could be a problem later on. And MHO has an AWP in play now, so he can punish them if they don't, you know, use this very, very wisely. They've only got 3 flashbangs, and yeah, if they're not placed perfectly to get MHL off these angles, he's going to have so many opportunities for kills.
Minio, the man who's prodding on A, and then there's Hugh who's prodding on B. But once again, 9 are winding the clock down, looking for another burst round. It's unfortunate. Last round, it did work as a concept, right? When you get 1v3'd, it's like it's not down to your theory or even your execution. That player's kind of gone above and beyond and just got the perfect timing to catch 2, the first 2 especially. So the B-bomb site seems to be where they're picking out weaknesses, or at the very least, where they're most confident. So I think they're set to go there once again.
Fundamentally, A site is NertZ and MHL. When you put it that way, B seems a little bit more inviting, doesn't it? Molly on towards barrels. There's nobody there right now. An Endpoint re-smoke monster. This is a really difficult round for 9. Minio, I think they still need to end B. I think Minio needs to get down through these back lanes, but he can't. MHO drops him. As long as it's not over rotations, it should be okay. Max does go down in the chaos that ensues. Surreal gets the trade and makes it 2. Big kills. Big kills from Surreal and Heavy God. That was a good hold in the end.
Yep. Just not enough time, I think, even to set up and execute. They used, I don't know if you noticed, but they did use a lot of early nades as though they were, you know, going for some short water control, didn't take it, and then because of where their money was at, they actually had no utility left, really. I think a couple of flashes. So that late smoke that you mentioned is the round, ultimately. Because there's no way, you know, you see it a lot on Inferno, right? But there's no way you are making it through the monster smoke without a hope and a prayer. Or a wing and a prayer, I think is the phrase that I'm looking for. But anyway, we see a timeout come in for 9, and I don't know. It's an early one, but so far this is looking pretty good from Endpoint. I think they may have learned their lessons of yesterday.
Yeah, it doesn't. I actually am not sure it is as great as it looks, because remember, MHL 1-on-3'd them.
That's
to break
true.
the cache. If Nine had full nades, I don't think that round looks similar. I think they kind of got forced into just saying, oh my god, we've only got these many nades left. We've got to just execute. So they never really pressured Endpoint enough to make them uncomfortable. Another B round, I think, is going to come out. Look at this. 5 players over. A bit of nadage towards A early to sell a default. And surely these flashes are going to rain over galore very soon. Big moment for Max, Surreal, and Heavy God just to hold on and lock down this site.
Yep, moving in fast. Heavy God, nice one onto the first, and his spray control is sound. They're not ready for the second player in towards barrels, though. And he does well, does Max, to get 2. Any more damage is what Key's looking for. He's not able to get it. So they went for a quick B burst, as you would expect on a half buy. Good damage. No bomb plant, but good damage.
Big hold from Heavy God. It looks a lot easier than it is when someone's running like that and you're trying to transfer your spray onto them. But he does a lot of work. Players were never looking at him, but he still has to execute on those frags, or Max and Surreal would have both been enveloped completely before they even knew it. And yeah, it's looking pretty good. That was just the half buy from 9, so they can invest here. And they need to start getting some success on these gun rounds. Of course, that 1-on-3 MHO did a lot of damage, but still going to find some more results. NertZ, top spawn. He's getting the air around him, isn't he, where he just wins, you know what I mean? He just wins duels. If it's a 50-50, NertZ is going to kill you. Every time.
Oh, yeah. Really, really coming alive across the course of this tournament, even in the games that they were kind of losing. I think it was Vertigo against Saw that they lost, but he still looked really scary, especially on that T side. We've got Vertigo again today, by the way. So a lot of stress in this round and on this map. Surreal's got the angle, Max above the smoke. They've been ready for the overpass by the looks of things. Minio will find NertZ, but, you know, he's so far up, that kill kind of feels worthless, to be honest.
Yeah, it's one of those deaths that, you know, NertZ had such low HP. He's grabbing information. He can tell his teammates, I just saw 2 players. And now that you know, indicates to Heavy God that he should push up. He holds on to long. MHL's nearby. I think this is going to be okay for Endpoint. They just need to... If MHL gets 1 kill, I don't see how this is possible. There's going to be so many players to get around, and Heavy God, where he chooses to fight the site or go for a flank, is going to be so effective.
Yep, lovely stuff, MHL. Oh, that second one especially is so clean. Kylar does well to take his head off, to be honest, but got 4 to find in 15 seconds due to bomb plant, and they were very ready. Heavy God from long, Surreal in the smoke. This is looking very good from Endpoint.
Yeah. Heavy God's having a great map. He's playing that rotator position. He seems to be in the right place at the right time. Getting a lot of frags. Players aren't looking at him because, you know, the site defenders themselves are taking the initial contact, and he's just farming. He's loving life. MHL looking good as well on that AWP, and NertZ, despite only having 3 kills, they've been pretty high impact, all of them. So, yeah, working as intended right now. Endpoint 6 to the good. A nice clean anti-eco here would do them some nice work just to bank up some more economy, but yeah. It's starting to get a little bit out of control considering this is 9's map pick.
Another B burst to come through from 9 then. They found relative success with it last time, looking for a bit more this time. Heavy God will open up. I just straight in pretty quickly though. Max, good for one, still alive at the back end of the site. It's more Surreal. It was the focus of that. Either way, Mighty Max kind of has to give his position up. Nades, Molotovs. Ooh, very nice. Another touchdown nade as well. Minio going to be left low. Keys also on 19 HP. So this time they've done one better. They did manage to get the bomb plant. Hades, though, he goes unchecked. Can he get both of these? Oh, it's messy, but he does. That is huge. And he was just stood out in the open because, of course, he was. Very, very well played from Hades. And finally, 9, they managed to break the curse.
It seems to be the story consistently with Endpoint, doesn't it? They're streaking together rounds. And then, bang, one time against pistols. All falls south. This one wasn't as egregious as some of the ones we saw yesterday, particularly. But they looked like they were caught in transition. Max was pushing in short. Surreal was in the open. The XQ comes over and Surreal and Heavy God are both in the same spot in backwater, tripping up over each other. So it's a bit of a mess, really. Yeah. It might have been, you know, a little bit unlucky, but you need to be ready for that. They knew the buy. They knew it could be a monster explosion the whole time. And it's not like there was a lot going on A, so Endpoint punished a little bit for not being 100% dialed in about what could be coming at him.
Well, we'll see what the answer back is going to be from Endpoint then. They really are too rough here. Nice speed from MHL, but Key is ready for him. Beautiful shot to take down the AWPer. With that, you've got to say the round just becomes wide open now for 9.
Time to take a risk if you're Endpoint, and they made it immediately. Look at this. B is on retake. Players loading up towards A. And this is because they don't have money. And their loss bonus, of course, is only 1900, so not a lot of easy decisions here. They are going to smoke Monster to try and sell some pressure, but Key's way ahead of it. Found the entry, and now he's finding all the space. He needs to be screaming at his teammates. They really don't want to commit A. Maybe if he full flanks, but wow.
Still.
They need to be very careful here. They have to let Key work first.
It seems maybe that's what they're going for. They've stopped moving. He keeps going. Lurk smoke of their own. Yeah, they're just not ready at all. Surreal, at the very least, is going to fall, and then the site will just be in their hands via Banana. He actually goes down to Hades. So the flank's not really activated, but they are caught off by how much control 9 think they have before they've even got it. Really solid stuff from 9 here. Max tries, but he will unfortunately fail. A clean second follow-up there from the Polish squad.
It's going to be a full eco now as well. Yeah. I don't blame Endpoint for the stack. Not a lot else you could have done. You just lost a player that early. But Key played it well. I guess they were a little bit scared that a player could have pushed through kind of connector and out into that T-spawn area. Which is why turning around could have been a little bit nerve-wracking. But well, they made it work. They made it work. Key got through and Endpoint weren't ready at all. And here's that full eco. Just one flash on Heavy God. Maybe they can use that to fight mid here. Flash surely going to rain over pretty soon as these default nades start to come through. Here it comes. Player's going to swing. Minio manages to back off a little bit. So important to keep players alive. That's a straight up USP kill from Max there. You don't see that very often. 2 frags found. And Mikhail's got an M4. It's getting a little bit scary here, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, Hades does check his pants a little bit, but he'll wing true. It is close to taking down a third nonetheless. 3 on the board for 9, 3 in a row. Endpoint were dominant early. They need to get back to that somehow.
No kits. No kits. MHL could have just forsaken his head armor and got one, so I really hope it doesn't go to that kind of point in the round. And we'll see how this plays out. It's been quite bizarre the last few gun rounds. They've just been decided so fast. It's not been, you know, your normal Overpass is normally a bit of push and pull and trying to make good reactions on the CD side, but the last couple of gun rounds have just been either an early B exec or you know, losing a player early. So Endpoint just needs to, you know, survive the mid and late round so they can make their good kind of mid-round calls and good decisions.
Well, control out towards long from 9. Endpoint taking a much more safe stance here. Especially on A. NertZ up aggressive in the off angle. Hopefully for him he can find success from here, but there's a lot of bodies ready to trade him. Flash comes in, ineffective. Solid stuff from NertZ. He was ready for more on the same angle, but
oh no,
the A1S fails him. That's awkward for MHL. A right click. The dreaded right click. Flash has come round. He has to try and escape while he can, but he can't. 3-on-3 ensues.
A little bit late on the rotates here. It's just Heavy God on the side. More nades are raining over. Surreal needs to get up the stairs and help his teammate. Smoke to follow. That's going to land on jump up. Surreal has to decide if he's going to play in front, and indeed he does. Double truck now. Flash is soon to come over.
Seconds.
They're going to land right above Surreal. They might not white him up, actually. And actually, they're perfect. Oh, you can barely see. But it still works out. They're a little bit late behind those flashes. And Kyle are left alone 5 seconds. Even if he kills Heavy God, he's not winning this round. Maybe just try and run and stay alive. If he dies after time, it's going to be a nightmare. And Heavy God's looking for a duel.
Whoa.
And it happens.
Kyle goes for it. I mean, they've got cash. But, you know, still a little overconfident for them. Everyone going to go down on the 9 side of things. Endpoint quickly back into the swing, although they're going to use the timeout here because their own cash is in the doldrums. Really not looking good. Someone's going to have to sacrifice. Maybe even 2 going to have to sacrifice down to an SMG here. So there is a lot to talk about in only 30 seconds.
I think their discussion is certainly going to be around, let's react a little bit more. We had information that they were taking A control and we just sat back on B. We were very passive. We never knew what the other team was doing. So the only way out of that was hitting headshots against the execute, and unfortunately just couldn't pull it off in the end. See how Endpoint approaches this round, but I would like to see a bit more dynamicism, I guess is the word. A little bit stale. Of course, lack of an open MHL does make it a little bit more tricky, but that's not a good enough excuse to not do really, you know, anything else. Interesting enough, NertZ is not full bought nades. So I think he's going to get aggressive. It's the only reason I can see.
Yeah, that's what he's after. He's getting aggressive dry as well, hoping to catch them. Whoa, early pushes. Little awkward for him. He nearly gets 2. If he'd found that first cleaner, you know, the spray transfer could have been there. Should have, could have. All the same, good for 1. Surreal, first time in a while, is getting aggressive, so they weren't expecting that. Hades blazingly just flies around the corner and loses his life. Not paying attention as well as he should have been, perhaps. 4 on 3.
Surprised 9 aren't sprinting B. I don't think they've done their homework, Scriv. They should know that Surreal's a B player. There should have been a quick indication that A was loaded up at that moment. But applying the brakes wasn't a terrible option because now Endpoint have rotated back. Surreal sat all the way back over towards the swap van area over on that A-bomb site. And actually he's going to fall off? What's compelled them to do this? I don't really get it. They're in a man advantage.
Be a bit harder to hold, sorry, and retake A easier. I don't know. Not quite sure.
They can get all the way
can't
to
believe
bank
their
here.
luck, can they? Yeah, they can't believe it. They might keep going. They're going to go for the plant on that side, and
Surreal
there's got to be someone around. Surreal's still around. Surreal climbing, good for both. Oh no, they stack on top of each other. Disaster. Strikes. They just could not believe their luck on that one. He just down to Kylar. He tries his best to spam away. It's Heavy God on the backside that finishes him off. And that will be an 8th round for Endpoint. But a little lucky that, I mean, that one doesn't even come close.
And that was an absolute, I mean, you could see Surreal was kind of darting between looking at the bank side and looking at the stairs side. If he's looking stairs, he's a dead man. That's a 3-on-3 with map control 9 and nades. They're going to lay them down on the kind of the top of the stairwells. I mean, it looks clean for Endpoint. They had 4 alive, but that was a little bit shaky. A little bit shaky at points, but they get away with it. And now they need to capitalize on that fortune and keep streaking ahead. They had a great start to this half. It's wavered a little bit in the middle, but they can still make double digits here. Very conceivably. If they can just capitalize upon a round like the previous. We'll see what they're going to go for. Still no AWP on MHL, which is a big weapon earlier on. I'd love to have that one in play and see how they approach this A-bomb site this time around.
MHL, the first line of defense then. And only 1, but they've got connector and short water control off the back of it. MHL therefore knows he needs to be kind of careful with his angles here. Look at the crab that's on the way. What is going on here? Love that, but they have managed to make their way in towards Banana completely unseen. Jumps make noise. No matter how good they are, they do still make noise. So I think MHL now has a bit of an idea that they're out towards his left. Looking to catch Goofy. He will. That's the bomb as well. However, the site itself has already gone down. He didn't know how deep they made it in. Can he find Hades? No, he can't. Big frag. 4v3 then. So we'll see here. Are a bit stuck on the dead body, apparently. The classic CSGO bug, I think, unfortunately, plaguing us a little bit. So keep your eyes on the mini-map, and that's... There we go. That silhouette as well. Max coming in from behind. The rest of the team Molotov'd out of play. And to be fair, I think from this position, you probably save.
Yeah, I think they need to save. It's a rough one. If they found a kill, someone getting aggressive, I think they might have gone for it. But you gotta look at their cash and say MHL could even AWP himself. Next round, Heavy God can buy. It's a good buy in another, so no need to waste these weapons away. And 9 just creep up. 9 didn't have a lot of utility here. They're very fortunate MHL didn't have an AWP, because if he was posted up on the right angle, they would be dead men. But, yeah. Not too bad. Not too bad. 9 are really in favouring these kind of slow creep-up rounds, trying to find a gap, and it's... That element is working. Maybe not the execution beyond that, but that element itself, they're getting a lot of space on A very easily in a lot of these rounds.
Good then. Looking their way back here on that 9 side of things. Still, Endpoint, really, really solid stuff. I want to see if they can continue it. No timeout this time around. NertZ going to look to get aggressive once again. He found success from here in a previous round. Flash comes in. It's super effective for 2. Oh, the A players work in unison. That is beautiful Counter-Strike. We always love when those come off.
Surreal to be called upon. He spots him. Flash is coming over and, well, I was going to mention the bomb's still in T-spawn, but that's not really a consequence anyway, is it? 5 players alive. Cleanest round probably of the map for Endpoint, and off the back of NertZ. Peaks this time on a flash. We saw him earlier going a little bit more dry. And he's been very aggressive. He didn't used to be this aggressive, so clearly he's up the ante a little bit, and he's finding a lot of success. NertZ has had some massive entries in some of these rounds.
He's a beast. He really is. He's been so good over the past few days. I know, you know, it feels like bias when we sing the praises of the Endpoint boy, doesn't it? But ultimately, he's a really solid pickup, a really solid find. So, once again, they live up to that reputation. Key going to find the head of Mighty Max, though. The burst flashes, so very quick, very aggressive play here. Hero AK ultimately at the front of the pack, doing its best to just bring them through, and some brilliant entries here from Key. Probably a save again, to be honest with you. Real's got so much cash, so he feels like he could stick around. It's also a bit hard for him to escape, to be fair. Oh, heaven smoke. Bomb far away from the action, far away from the bomb site. They didn't expect Key to be this successful, I think.
They are out of nades, so yeah, it's really really to stay alive, because MHL might be presenting some opportunities. From here, I think the save has to be the call. NertZ is already in a different postcode, so give that one up. MHL backs out. It's a good round from N. It all comes off. Good round from 9. It all comes off the back of Key. I'm not sure what happened there with Max. Max went to clear Monster. Clearly didn't know a player was in front of the Monster smoke, but he did have a flash come in from Heavy God, so I don't know if it was a communication mistake. It looked like Max peeked before the flash to me. And that didn't help at all. If he peeks with the flash, Key's probably a dead man. So, yeah. Need to figure that one out, do Endpoint.
All right, then. Final round of the first half. So far, been all about Endpoint. Decent showing from them. And I think much improved from yesterday, if I do say so myself. Looking a bit tighter. They did lose out on a pistol round, but, you know, it was unlucky, to be fair to them, rather than a mess. This is much cleaner Counter-Strike from Endpoint. And 9 as well, doing a really good job of backing into this game. They still have a lot more work to do for my money, and I'm interested to see how the Endpoint T-side looks. You mentioned homework. It seems like Endpoint's homework last night was pretty good.
I imagine they did it this morning. That last night would have been brutal.
That's true, actually. Yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't really make any difference. It's, you don't want to completely body your sleep schedules. Some regularity is very helpful. Hades peeking in. MHO's ready. That's a confirmation as well that it's going to be B. Max and Surreal. They can't double up for many frags. Heavy God comes through the smoke, and that's a capitulation from the B-bomb site. They were... It wasn't like they were caught off guard. They were set up. Surely has to be ready for a hit like that. Wow. Crumbles, 9. Surely going to get 6 now.
You would say so. Nice find from NertZ, though. Gets him a chance back into it. MHL going to find the top, the sliver of Key's head. And look at the HP bars, a combined of 50 health. That's not enough, is it? They know it. They're making a move quickly to try and group up. Oh, try and move in. And MHL, he's just missed them, you know.
I think they're going to know this is the thing. I mean, where else could they be right now?
Yeah. Yeah, as soon as MHL drops without.
And it's not planted for them. It's planted default.
Spotted them. Someone get on the bomb. There is a nade available here. Really could be deadly. Kylar goes down. Goofy's got to find both. The A1S makes it hard to track him down. And he only had 2 bullets left. He could not afford to miss. MHL will fall in an absolute disaster to end the half. 9-6. It still goes Endpoint's way. But a pistol, that's all the difference at the moment. We'll see how it pans out after the break.
Not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy. It's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory. There's no need to go begin. I don't comprehend it, I do not pretend, cause when I'm coming is to win. You either got it or you don't. You either bought it or you won't. You either wanna give it everything or you wanna cry about a soul. I'ma say it from the jump. Mama ain't raised a chump. My mama raised me to persevere if I'm ever here in a slum. Cause nobody starts at the top. You do your part and you better buy. Working hard each and every day, even though some days it get hard to watch. But you gotta trust the process. Grind hard, don't you ever quit. It's a must, you see the progress. Got a ball till you get a hit. They can never do what I can do, cause they on the same stuff. If you doubt me, then I'm coming to show them what I'm made of. Yeah, always showing your integrity. Yeah. If you want it, I'ma let them see. No guts, no glory. Not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy. It's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory. There's no need to go begin. I don't comprehend it, I do not pretend, cause when I'm coming is to win. No guts, no glory. Not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy. It's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory. There's no need to go begin. I don't comprehend it, I do not pretend, cause when I'm coming is to win. Wake up, put the work in, that's the only way it's gonna work out. Hard work and dedication, no time for procrastination. Takes a lot of time, a lot of patience, a lot of heart mixed with motivation. On the days that you're feeling down, look in the mirror for your inspiration. Like, woo, just notice, never stop, never quit. People wanna see you doing good, but never better than them. Gotta push yourself to the limits. You cannot lose if you are not in it. You gotta lose sometimes just to win it. Don't get discouraged, it's just the beginning. Yeah, turn up. Don't end up a Timmy Turner. Don't get caught up in the streets. Don't get caught up with a burner. Don't be a slow learner. Oh no. You only get one shot, one chance. Talking March Madness at the big dance. Talking big man on campus. Like no guts, no glory. Not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy. It's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory. There's no need to go begin. I don't comprehend it, I do not pretend, cause when I'm coming is to win.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back in. Second half getting underway here between Endpoint and 9. We should momentarily be into the action. Loving the look so far from both teams, to be honest with you. Endpoint, a solid string of rounds to begin with, and 9 have been on that upward battle since. They had a very nice last round of the first half to give them perhaps a spurt of confidence moving on to their CT side.
Yeah, I still think Endpoint are playing the best Counter-Strike they have since those early maps against Saw. It looks a lot better to me. It looks fairly composed. It's been a little bit janky, but to give them a little bit of leeway, they haven't played Overpass for a while. So you do expect a few errors. Now they're back in officials. Here we go then. And it feels like 9. I mean, Endpoint, I think it was a 6-0 start they got off to. So the cauldron's been... that's not the word. The gauntlet's been thrown down to get off to a good CT start. And the pistol here would be all the handy. B retake. Very passive. Endpoint going now. It should be a fairly easy plant.
Bursting in. And as you said, there's not really anyone around, so the plant should go down here. They've actually got a late smoke as well. Where's that going to end up? It's just in towards short. They've definitely figured out that it's going to be a retake setup, and a retake it will be. Smoke and a kit available for Minio here.
Ooh, I think Endpoint need to choose what they want to do. They're just sitting back. I thought they might choose somewhere to play into, but everyone is kind of every man for himself right now. They need to win these duels.
Oh, the Glocks, that's what they're relying on, but the USPs at range are looking good. Surreal finds one head. Maybe needed a couple more. MHL will trade one back with a P250 in the backline there for Max. Actually, sorry, for Heavy God. He gets traded quickly. It's all going to be down to NertZ. Both very low, but he played the timing perfectly here. Tap onto the bomb. Low HP. Hold on to the bomb. Gotta find him. Can see his little toes and will indeed take him down. NertZ with a big 2K at the end, and that's the pistol. The all-important pistol, to be honest. A massive one going the way of
I'm going to look something up, Scriv, because I want to know Endpoint's pistol win percentage so far in conference. Because it feels a lot higher than when I was coaching them. Let's put it that way. What is going on? Where are we? Pistol win percentage. Where are you? They have won 75%. That doesn't include this map. They won't include this map. So it'll be about 80% of pistol rounds. And they've converted 91% of second rounds. And even when they lose pistol, they've reset half the time. They are winning out early half a lot. A lot of the time. Well over 75%.
Yeah, I mean, that's
quite scary stats,
really,
actually. You need to be winning maps.
Yesterday.
You need to be winning your games.
Definitely saved them yesterday.
You've got no excuse for not winning games. I mean, a lot of the time, if, you finish matches like, oh, if we just won a pistol, maybe we could have won the series. That's not an excuse for them. They're getting it all right at the start of the pistol rounds and then the following out to ecos.
Well, speaking of, this one's not started too well. A quick 1-to-1 on Heavy God. And they're going to go towards the A-bomb site. You got Hades, the scary man with the scout. And giving them a lot of space over here. Look at that. Great shot onto NertZ. Danger Man drop. That's an AK that's hit the deck for a second. Max will look to scoop that up, but they've got to keep moving forward. Nade tag there for Hades to work with. 2-on-3. It's going to be difficult here. Nice find from Max. All down to a 1v1. Forced by Curse. It's stuck with them. I don't know who's cast it on them, but goodness gracious me. Do not want to be on the wrong side of this sorcerer, let me tell you. Goofy, though. Can he get it done? Plank going to come through. That's exactly where he is, Max. And for the jump spot, tagged. Timing there, down to 12 HP. The Ferrari Mac 10 from our guy, Mighty Max, to get it done. Picks up the AK as well for good measure, and that'll be the 11th. Oh, that's so slim, though.
Yeah, that's the funny thing is the stats are going to say, yeah, another great conversion from Endpoint. They'll be well up. They'll be up to 92 or 93% now in terms of second round conversions. But oh my lord, I think Max should have died there. He was on like about sub 10 HP, instant headshot. He might have been pre-fired for that final kill. I mean, get a lot of credit for guarding the frag, but maybe Endpoint should never let that go so close. They get away with that, and they really do need to keep this anti-eco clean, or they're gonna have no cash in the bank going into the first gun round.
MHL's quickly up long here. And he will soon discover that the A-bomb site is completely clear. So Endpoint got to watch themselves so they don't overcommit on the bomb site down below. And that looks to be the case. They're now starting to move towards that connector. Faking out B, keep them there, but as I said, MHL, he's got the idea and he's also got so much info. He's way deep in there in towards bank. Bit of an anticlimactic one here as the bomb goes down. Finally getting some action, though. MHL and Max on the Mac 10s. Looking to munch him. If they can. Heavy God. And MHL. Leading it in. Stacked on top of each other and no one survives. Not a single kill either. That is the true definition of the meat grinder when we talk about it.
Yeah, and they needed to keep it clean. 3 Mac 10s in the mix. I'm going to make a prediction, Scriv. You ready? Endpoint are going to run a set B round. Because they want to be explosive on their Mac 10s. 9 know it's a bonus round with Mac 10s. They're going to 4-stack B. And it's going to be an absolute cluster bleep on the B-bomb site. Here we go. That's what I want it to be, at least.
Hoping for it.
MHL's really caught up, hasn't he? Because Heavy God was way ahead at the middle stage of that first half. But MHL, I mean, I've really enjoyed MHL's rifling, actually. It's going to sound really harsh. I've actually been kind of more impressed by his rifling than his AWPing, which sounds really brutal, but it's more like I'm pleasantly surprised how solid his rifles are, and I just want a little bit more out of him as an AWPer in terms of his dynamicism. But his rifles are, perfectly sufficient. He gets his numbers every round.
Yeah, we have talked about this quite a bit, the crucial move, and, he was so pivotal to the core and maybe the communication, which is something that has been amiss over the past few days for Endpoint, but MHL seems like more of a complete package. I don't know if the ceiling is higher. There were some games, that we saw from Crucial that he would just take over, but MHL seems more usable as a piece, I suppose. Bursting in towards that B-bomb side, though. Heavy God's going to lead the charge. This is what Alan wanted, and it's what he is getting. 2 left in on the site, though. They don't fully commit, by the way. They were hoping those Mac 10s would do a bit more. Unfortunately, not the case. Still 4 on 3 as the dust settles.
Yeah, it's just like they're not super common these days, but it's kind of, it's all kind of a play. You're just trying to get aggressive, get some frags. If the bomb site was open for business, they could have gone in with the bomb. They choose not to, and wow, Keys found an incredible timing. NertZ was looking here for a millisecond, but I think they're in a lot of trouble now. Key, if he pushes any further, what's he going to do? He is actually going to go further forwards. Goes back down. I guess he's waiting for a little bit of confirmation. Smoke is going to force Endpoint, to think about what to do. They're going to go through it actually on a flashbang. And Key's actually a little bit of a way off. Kylar has to connect, and indeed he does. It's actually Hades. Force wide. Key does come up, finds one, and Max is going to hit the deck. So, clean up in the end. I don't blame Endpoint for going for that sort of round. Given their kind of the what they had. I think I would have preferred a full commit onto B, to be honest. Rather than 2 players going out. And it looked a little bit janky. I'd like it to be more explosive. So, I like the concept, but maybe not ideal execution in the end.
Ollie laid down early, of course. Try and get through it cleanly, although apparently that is proving a little bit awkward over there. Endpoint going very quick into this round. Mid-aggression, connector aggression, no one really showing themselves, though. 9, I think, are shook on their own map pick. They really are.
Big moment for 9 just to get a couple rounds together. It's going to be a B-pop. There are 3 here, and actually 9 on the A-bomb site is sat all the way back, so they're going to be fast rotate as well. Goofy has a smoke. If he chooses to use it, doesn't get it down. Players popping in. Goofy by wood. Key gets the first. Goofy swings. Flashbang from Minio works perfectly, and wow. Well, if you wanted a display out to hold the B-bomb site, you've just seen it. That was flawless from the CD side.
Ion perfect. I would definitely take a timeout after this one on the Endpoint side. They do have the rounds, but, we've talked about how many pistols they've picked up, how much weight, therefore, they have for Endpoint, especially because a lot of the games have come close. So, I would take a timeout because these past couple, they have been dominated.
I wonder if they expected... I mean, that's quite an early pop. I wonder if they expected 9 to be free on A. They didn't really pressure A enough for my money to be... it wasn't like Endpoint did a really crafty kind of fake default onto A and pulled up a 3rd player. It was more like they made a very early decision, saying we're going to pop B, kind of no matter what. And 9 did have 3 players there, and much as the B bombs are going to be a bit tricky to defend, when you've got 3 players playing like that, everyone doing their role perfectly, it's always going to be kind of an uphill battle. NertZ does save. His teammates can't invest. It's just going to be the hero AK, and yeah, I think I agree. A pause or a couple pauses in the next few gun rounds is going to be really important, just to, you know, not let this lead slip away really fast. You want to at least, you know, make every gun round count, because if the 9 draw it up and have money, you might have just blown your chance to make this a 2-0.
Well, we'll see. It's got to get something done on the hero AK. They are big fans of it. Double nade at the bottom end of connector, hoping, you know, there's going to be some presence down there. They actually eat nades themselves, and NertZ is now just 1 bullet off of death. Baiting the Glocks out. There's no one around. There's just no one around. Heavy God's trying to make as much noise as possible. Hades will drop him. Is there a chance of the trade? Mighty Max tries to get the hell out of dodge, and he can't. Firing squad on that one. Absolutely savage. Shot in the back as well. NertZ. We need 1 from him, don't we? That AK now going to be activated and known about. He's apprehensive. Maybe needed a flash to back him up on contact. He's confident. I'll give him that.
Not the best game by NertZ standards. He did have, I would say, 3 or 4 rounds of massive entries on A on the first half, but I don't think he's playing badly. It's just he just doesn't really feel like he's in the thick of it all that often to me at the moment. Which, no surprises, guys, is where you want NertZ. You want him near the front of the pack and just removing scalps. That's the way. That's the way. A couple of kills would be nice. They really do need to try and limit this terrorist money. NertZ peaks. Doesn't happen. Goofy, 4 frags for him, 5 alive for 9. And this lead is dwindled very quickly. As you mentioned, we know Endpoint's early, kind of, let's say, early halves have been really strong during this tournament. And I just feel like this is a massive deja vu. Another lead is starting to slip, and they need to stem this tide right here and right now. Big round to make a good call. And given the failures there have been on B, I'd be stunned now if they don't go into an AD fault of some sort.
Yeah, very surprised we don't get fat timeouts with this either. You know what I mean? I think, again, sometimes to just calm themselves a bit, because
look at the call from 9.
So well.
They're reading them like a book, man. Yeah. They know it's not B because they've lost 2 in a row.
Absolutely brilliant. Could still go that way. There also seems to be a read and a move here from the Endpoint boys not to commit too heavily with wherever they end up, and then also the B guys might be able to read. I feel like the B guys might read the fact that there's no monster smoke immediately, because there wasn't. I think that's what the call and the read might be here, is that the short guys heard nothing on B when there should be usual plummet cannonades. Good catch coming in from NertZ. Could be around that 9 run often, who knows? But the reads on reads on reads, but we'll see. The question is, how deep are they expecting it? I mean, really deep, apparently. MHL, he was there. Kylar gets his head. That's going to be the bomb as well. Maybe getting a bit greedy to move out, but you can see this is furthest back kind of default ever. It's just where there's 1, there's 2, unfortunately. Mighty Max trying to get a catch in. Kai, wrong angle. Did he hear him? I think he might just have heard a step. The Metal Max got to win this fight, and he doesn't. Absolutely massive shot coming in from the CT side. Endpoint, they were so close with the read. They just could not execute.
They didn't know how good they got it, did they?
Is. Look at where he is.
Yeah, he was looking up A. They didn't know how good they got it. They didn't expect 1B. They would have sprinted on it if they'd known. What a bizarre round. That is... There's a lot going on there. There's a lot to unpack. I mean, 9, for me, make a perfect call. It's definitely going to be A from Endpoint. And then, I think you're right. I think they gave up a Q. I think maybe they really do always fast monster smoke. Or maybe they have this round where they do play 4A and it has a tell of a certain nade lands on B early. Or maybe they don't. I don't know. There's something happened there because Endpoint were going to A default. I don't think they met that much resistance, and they cancelled and went back to B. So,
yeah, the issue was I think they
Interesting.
expected an aggressive A, but not that not 4 in and around mid connector area from the start of the round, right? I don't think they expected it that aggressively, and that was the difference maker. Was that flank play? 1 makes sense, but 2 staggered, much harder to read. And MHL especially will be kicking himself. It's the nature of the game sometimes. But if he'd held the line, I think he gets the frag. Because he went looking, he goes down. So there is a little bit of unluck in there as well from Endpoint. Both teams with great reads. Just like I said, in the end, the execution much better from 9.
CDCL's looking great for them now. As soon as the guns came out, they've been looking fantastic. Players are staying alive every round. They got so much money starting to bank up, and it's another eco from Endpoint. NertZ seems to be serially saving over. I think he's had the same AK for about 7 rounds at the moment. Seems to never find a good fight. In goes NertZ. Flashbang is really nice though from Hades. Look at that 1-2 punch. Shame that Kyler can't get a second. But it's a lot of work to do here from Endpoint if they're going to make this round compelling.
Yeah, Heavy God loses his life, as does Max over on the top side. Just going to be Surreal then, the only one that's actually found a kill in this round. Looking for one more. Don't think it's going to present itself. It does not. So very clean stuff. 9 have closed the gap incredibly fast. And again, T-side's falling apart for Endpoint here. Technical going to come through. Try and keep you updated on that, of course, unfortunately. But yeah, Endpoint really struggling now.
I think no surprises there, are there? That maybe Endpoint even would have tacked here anyway. Just for a quick discussion, this map is it's really slipping out of their grasp now. It's been a roller coaster. This T side, I don't know. They just haven't. They haven't done an A default. They haven't gone through the motions of doing an A default, and we're, good. What are we up to now? 4. Maybe this will be the 5th gun round, perhaps. So you don't see that very often. And I think some really hard calls to follow because they just can't get it right at the moment. Of course, the last gun round, you could see the idea. You could see why they were leaning back towards B potentially, but I just couldn't quite execute. I don't envy Max right now. He's probably a little bit lost for what to call because every round has just been a different reason for failure in these last few.
Yep. Certainly a difficult one moving forwards, but 9 is still doing a really good job of bringing it back, I have to say. Well, back into the action then. Just a short break, a short technical break there. But we are indeed ready to go again. Endpoint especially. The buy not the best when you look at NertZ at the very least. But it's workable. Definitely workable. 2 mollies in at the same spot. Interesting. That gives a lot of info. And as well, a slight miscom maybe. Mighty Max going to take some damage in his toes. Down to 26 HP before he even spotted anyone.
It's another B round. It's another B round. This time they faked an A default. A little bit harder. Surreal's going to do more A nades now. And at the same time, they're going to walk Monster. It is still 3 players here, but it's a complete matter of timing. Can they catch someone out in the open? Goofy's down. Minio's low. So much pressure on the 3rd player, and that's key. Tucks in by the barrels. He does get his smoke off, which makes it a heck of a lot easier. And now we get into a Mexican standoff. Who's going to pull the trigger first? Flashbang comes in. Max swings. Key is pinned in by these barrels, but Max is so low and he's got no cavalry behind him. All the wheels are starting to fall off. I think Endpoint should have committed as a team there or just given it up. And now MHL has to fall back and they've seen the bomb falling off. So time to move around if you're 9.
Yep, Surreal's in a decent spot. We've got to keep our eyes on NertZ, though. Doesn't look very ready for Kylar. Kylar's got 2 ways to look. Beautiful read. Someone's heard him there. The way 3v3. Minio's still incredibly low. 35 seconds. Big round. And you can feel that just coming out the screen at this point. By how long they're going to go? 26 seconds. Minio is low, but They don't really know that. Nade for NertZ. Get it down, lad. Get it down. Gonna go for the peak. Neo with the off-angle flash comes round, and well played for contact there. Hades at the back end of Optimus, though, not going to be expected at all. Does find one. Surreal got to pull out the cover, and NertZ actually gets off the bomb as the flank is heard from someone. Great call wherever that's come from. And now just MHL. After he's planted the bomb, left in the 1 versus 1. Going to try and wrap around as best he can. Think he's on the flank.
This is so hard for Key. The plan is perfect for MHL, and he could be truck, he could be bank, he could be down the stairs, he could conceivably even be long from Key's perspective. So, how on earth do you cover all these angles? No way, no way! Oh my god! Woo!
That's too close to call. That is far too close for comfort as well. Goodness me. Endpoint, though, they have done it. They have done it. They managed to keep their lead. Oh my goodness. Skin on their teeth type business, but that is crazy.
Oh my god.
It's only the first map, and we're already down to this kind of intensity. Endpoint, they will find it, as I say, though, and as you can see, 13 rounds secured on the board. Is it lucky or is it unlucky? It depends on how you look at the number, I suppose. We'll find out after this round.
You know, I thought my stress levels would improve when I stopped coaching, but it's about the same. It still feels just as visceral in every fibre of my body. Wow, I'm surprised. Okay, he does it the second time of asking. I thought the first time it was right on, and this is not going well for Endpoint. They haven't really seen an opponent. They just died because of spams, and now Key is looking to absolutely drive a massive nail into this coffin. Does find one is traded, but with only 2 players remaining. This is a horrible one for Endpoint, because they've also sacked a lot of their loss bonus by winning rounds again. Do you just save? I mean, NertZ is onto the AWP now. Really tough call, because their money is all over the place.
Not easy at all. Looks like they still want to move in for it, to be fair, Alan. At the very least, try for a bomb plant. And 9 will be right back to the regularly scheduled programming, bar any hiccups. 30 seconds says that this is going to be a hard one.
Kylo might be a dead man.
Yeah, he's not moving. He's really committed to this angle.
Oh, it's Hades isn't covering this side.
Yep. Surreal will keep contacting. Should find this. Yeah, it does indeed. A little
Big pressure on Hades. If he dies, this round is on.
10 seconds. Drop the bomb. That's enough. That is enough. Just needs to play it safe. And NertZ, he's got an AWP in hand, so he's going to move away to save that, try and get a hero moment into the next round. And you know what? His money is actually not all that bad. He needed to be careful about going down there. So he'll probably stick with this AWP, and then when the full loss bonus will come in next round. Timeout used by 9, though. Really heating up here on Overpass. I think 9 realize how important this map is for their life in this tournament.
Yeah. They might not be aware that Endpoint's money is this bad. They might think it's another buy. We can see by our overview that it, of course, isn't going to be. It's going to be NertZ on this saved. Or the other guys can buy a reasonable amount. Pistol armor, a couple nades, so... Max gets a molly, so I'm sure that has a plan in mind. You don't just buy that for no reason. And yeah, 9. 9 have battled incredibly hard to keep in this map. It looked staged in that first half. They were struggling so much to get any traction. They lost so many rounds early on, and towards the end, it was going back towards Endpoint once again, and had to battle back again here. Endpoint got off to brilliant starts in both of these halves, and 9 have had to do it the hard way. They had to win so many gun rounds to get this close already. A lot of credit goes to them, but yeah, there's still a few rungs left on this ladder, and whilst this is quite an easy one to climb up, you still can't make a mistake or you will plummet to your death.
Early flashes ringing out here from that T side especially. Down goes the first. Hades to find Mighty Max. more stackage on top of each other, quite literally over here. Hoping that something comes their way for the AWP, but just is not happening. 45 seconds left on the clock. And B is what they're going to give a go. You don't really... Ooh, see it here. That's a hand. That's a hand that shows itself from Heavy God, so...
They'd love to let NertZ... You'd really want NertZ to walk in here, but...
Yeah.
When you got 20 seconds, I think you just have to go caution to the wind.
They're moving in, slow but sure. 17 seconds. Down goes Heavy God as the first distraction. NertZ going to find one. Need a couple more than that to make this round doable, let me tell you. Smoke onto the site, try and get the bomb down. About all they can hope for, really. 7 seconds. Maybe need to go down before time. NertZ has got to be very careful here. He's got his Glock out and somehow nearly kills 3 and screws himself, but he will actually get taken down by Goofy there in the end. And MHL's got plenty of cash for the AWP, so it's all good. No harm, no foul.
It's a funny interaction there at the end, because it's in NertZ's best... It's in his best interest to die.
Yeah, literally.
It's a bit bizarre, isn't it? But yeah. No harm, no foul. First time in a while that Endpoint's had an absolutely full investment. All the bells and whistles. Just MHL sacking a couple nades, but not a big deal. 13 apiece. And as mentioned, Endpoint both pistols, converting both of those. On the gun rounds, 9 have been the superior team. But it all comes down to this. Some really important rounds to follow now. Heavy B lean at the moment for Endpoint. They're not really scaling up A just yet. Heavy God getting his way into the B water, and now they're heading back for A control. A little bit later, B take comes out from that CD side. They've shown free B, that's for sure. But they'll take the kill, and it's hard to react on the A bomb site on Overpass. The best Endpoint can do is get this mid control.
Yep, don't really have to battle for it, so that is ultimately what they're going to go for. 13-13 all even. Last time it was close to being even. Endpoint were able to pull a round out. Can they do it again is the big question here. So far, not so good. That is a shadow spotted on our end, you know. Very subtly. The X-ray definitely helps. I don't know if Tyler saw that himself. They are generally server-side the smoke, so they can be a bit different on the actual server itself.
Oh, it's bad Molly.
Oh, and a failed attempt from MHL as well.
Yeah, Molly missed. This room made a huge amount of difference to the interaction, but 3 on 5 now. They've got 3 on the bomb site of 9. Endpoint are turning around. 30 seconds left. They are going in the right direction if they want the lesser numbers. It's Key and Goofy. They're out of nades now. What's Endpoint going to do? 19 seconds. They're leaving these rounds so unbelievably late. And look at Kylar on the flank. He's going to come down connector soon. And they pull the ripcord, yeah. They pull the ripcord, and I think NertZ might be a dead man. He has no idea.
Oh, he's got his knife out. If he had his gun up, maybe there's a chance.
He does
for
this
him,
too much, man.
I know he
just keep his gun out.
Yeah, it's a pretty bad habit. Unbind the quick switch key or whatever.
We'll forgive him. He's pretty good the rest of the time, but yeah, if you're listening, NertZ, keep that knife away.
4th and final timeout for Endpoint then.
I think they need to force, you know. With 2 saved AKs, Surreal and Max is... What do you do?
Change it up and burst B, I guess, would be a very obvious answer.
I think they're still debating whether to buy. Nobody's really bought anything. In fact, nobody has bought anything. What's the call, lads? Here it comes. MHL does buy up. They're going all in for this. They don't want this to go to overtime. And what's the move? Yeah, as you said, nothing's worked. They seem to be at an execute or during the defaults on B. They're losing numbers. They're still unbelievably hasn't really been a standard A default in its entire half, which is pretty crazy for a map like Overpass. Maybe it was the plan coming in to do heavy B defaults. But yeah, they're doing it again. Free B default coming out, and NertZ is isolated on his own. Thankfully, these players are going to give up because he was in for a world of pain if they did actually chase him down.
A lot of presence on B early. Going to go for a burst, flash and effective against the pillar player. That's the bomb leading the charge as well, so they really do have to commit on this now.
Oh, this is a nightmare.
Smoke split them up. Yeah, this is really not good. One spot, eh? He plays the one spot that really would have thrown them off, and now the rotations are in. All 5 CT players are here.
Yeah, this is...
Oh my goodness.
How the heck do you win this?
So
There's actually nobody holding the boost, hilariously, for a few seconds there. Only now is Minio looking up. Someone needs to hold that boost. And I think whoever's pillar is now, that's Goofy. Don't take your eyes off it, guys.
Ooh. That's fine from MHL. Heavy got as well. Gonna get the
No.
heads. How is this the round? How is this the one that they managed to somehow activate those individuals? Just waiting for all the smokes to fade. It's going to be key, the last one left. They weren't expecting all 5. And that A4 with the extra bullets nearly had it done for him, but not quite. Makes it costly in the end at the very least.
I think that's...
Even back up.
It feels like the first time we've seen 9 make some mistakes. They needed to just quickly talk to each other, didn't they? Say, I'm holding this, I'm holding this, I'm holding this. There were 5 of them. And Goofy was holding the boost for so long. A player faces short and goes down, and it just becomes a mess. They just needed to hold station. Someone needed to make a call of just gun out, guys, call what you're holding. That should have been 9 round every day of the week. And, well, what a window now for Endpoint into this game. Both teams have no real money in reserve. This could really decide the map, and 2 kills go the way of Key. This short aggression has worked out so well for them. 1 goes back the way of Surreal. Unfortunately, for the 9 guys, Key gets out just in time to retain its advantage. Endpoint licking their wounds once again here over towards B. Nuts. My God. Was that a jump spot? Did he just kill Minio jump spotting?
He did not quite catch up on my minimap.
I think he did. Yeah. Look at the X. It's by the sandbags. And there wasn't a wallbang kill. Yeah. He's been cleaved whilst in midair, I think.
Massive. Absolutely massive stuff. NertZ, once again, the impact comes in at the very perfect time. He's been a bit quiet here. It's been Surreal, MHL, and Heavy. God, good to see Surreal. He's had a really great couple of days, I think. A lot more activated, I would say, from him on this new roster. Hades, though, isn't it? Oh, the tag to finish. It's going to be there from NertZ. Massive. That's unlucky. That's what that is. That's not NertZ having his big impact. That's just unfortunate for Hades. Now, Hylar and Kai can't get it done.
Lord.
90 HP between the 2 of them, and that's only 4 bullets to make all the difference. Kai is going to be volatile now, and he does get finished off. It's Endpoint up to 15 first.
I think 9 need to pause because some of the players have to be seething with how these rounds have slipped away from them. My God. Another man advantage. Admittedly, not as overpowering as it was in the round before, but still 9. 9 had this map. I mean, throw the 1v3 from MHL into the mix, and there's been a lot of these rounds where 9 have been in very good positions and couldn't convert. Ooh. This is going to be a rough one. This is going to hurt so much to watch back if they do indeed lose this round.
Oh, Max full white and somehow doesn't go down to Minio there. That's hilarious.
What the heck?
In the smoke, what's going on here? Key with the flank coming in from behind, gets above 30, but this is looking good, isn't it? Minio finds one onto Max eventually. 3 versus 3. Absolute chaos. Weaponry terrible. Goofy for another flank. Heavy God's got the right idea, but he's got 2 targets to pick from, and might be 1 too many. Heavy God coming in behind. Goofy can't find the angle, but eventually able to take him down. It's all happening. All player, and Goofy gets him. Could be overtime. Could very likely be overtime. How have we ended up here? The Battle of Short Water. Jesus. 19th of January 2023. Absolutely mental stuff. Still MHL. He's got the bomb on his belt. Could get out of here. Could make it competitive.
We'll see how... So it's Hades nearest A. We'll see how he chooses to approach this. Is he going to stick around and then it's going to be a trio retaking, or will he go up for a little bit of a peek? Equally, MHL, if he sees nothing, is he going to take the safe route out, put a smoke down on his molly, and then plant default, or is he going to go for the world and go for a bit of a flank? I guess the time means he has to plant A. Ooh. I think you just got to plant MHL. I don't think he's got time here to muck about very much. Here we go. NertZ follow. Can plant where he likes. Going to plant bank side. This could get very dicey.
First one spotted. Going to try and play as best he can around the bomb. Oh, beautiful read there to move back in and not just go immediately defensively. Uh-oh. 5 HP the difference. Off to his left. He manages to get it done. No way MHL has found that. The biggest 3K of the map. And it's to secure it. What in the world from MHL? 16-14 on the finish. And he has most certainly made his Endpoint imprint after that one.
What just happened? Oh, my God. I was ready for overtime. My body was braced.
Yep.
I can't believe it. Yeah, I mean, 9 are going to be livid when they watch this game back. That was...